What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. As a lot of you have been asking me to make this video, I'm making it today because it's something that's important and yeah, it's just been driving me insane. Ever since I upgraded a lot of the LEDs on this car and when I did the LCI taillights, which if you remember, these are actually LED versus the pre-LCI models, which are just halogen. So everything around the car is pretty much swapped over to LED. So I've been getting a lot of flickering when I turn the car on, and it'll just do it sometimes randomly. When I initially turn the car on, the front turn signals tend to flicker because those are upgraded to LEDs. And again, the backs, the actual reverse lights seem to flicker because those are also LEDs. Now I know I am not the only one having this issue because I've had so many people ask about it and see if there's a fix for it. And I'm really happy to say there is a pretty easy fix for it. So let's quickly show you guys what the actual problem is. I'll play a couple clips right now of the car having that malfunction where it starts to flicker the reverse lights and the front corner signals when I turn the car on. It's really just one of those little things that's kind of just annoying. I mean, it doesn't really affect the car's integrity at all. It's just more of an eyesore to me. I've even had some friends say that they like the flickering lights when I turn my car on, but for me, I don't really dig it, so we're gonna go ahead and fix it today. To fix this issue today, I'm gonna be using my VP Bluetooth OBD2 tuning device, and this basically just hooks right up to your OBD2. You guys may have seen me use this in prior videos. We're gonna be using this and your phone. That's all you're gonna need. First step is we're gonna break out the VP device. Comes in this awesome little case. I'll have a link down in the description if you guys wanna pick this up. Definitely been using it a ton on my own F30, but we've got the OBD2 hook up here, so we're gonna just plug that in. If you guys haven't done this before, it's right underneath the dash in the driver's side footwell. And once we get it all snug, we'll move on to the next step. Next, we're gonna go ahead and jump on our phone. It is the other tool that we're going to need to make this job happen. I'm gonna be using a app called Beamer Code to actually make the changes to the BMW software. If you guys aren't familiar with it, I will also throw a link down below to their application, and that way you can just follow along and basically do the exact same process. Before we jump into the app, the changes we're actually gonna be making today are turning off the cold and the warm warning for every exterior light on this car. Because we swapped to LEDs, we need to change a few things to let the car know, and turning off those warm and cold warnings will prevent the flickering as well as getting rid of those really annoying lights that pop up on your dash. Now with any coding or tuning, you really want to keep your seatbelt on during the process. That prevents a few of the background computers in the car from going to sleep. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and turn on the accessories. So don't turn the motor on, just turn on all of the accessories by pressing your push to start button one time. And just like that, I'm already getting left and right brake lamp malfunctions. It's just really annoying. It pops up every time I start this car, so I'm glad to finally be rid of this. So to begin, we're gonna pull down our menu. We wanna turn off Wi-Fi and turn on airplane mode so that way we don't intercept any phone calls or anything that might interrupt the coding process. Next, we're gonna turn on just Bluetooth so that way the device can actually pair with your phone. Next, we're going to jump over to the Beamer Code app. You hit connect and then it's going to pair with your car. You will then be prompted to select your car specifically. In my case, it's an F30 BMW 3 Series, so we'll go ahead and check that one off and hit continue. Once the app has paired with your car, you're gonna wanna go ahead and hit the front electronic module. And every time you open one of these menus, it does have to read your current coding data, so that's what you're seeing here is a progress bar. Once it reaches 100%, then we will have access to the menu and be able to make the necessary changes. And now that the menu has loaded, you wanna scroll down to the section that says voltage monitoring. Here you will see the low beam warm monitoring, low beam cold monitoring. You will see the daytime running lights, all sorts of stuff. So this is where we're gonna go ahead and make changes. And for starters, what you wanna do is click on any of these that are still set to halogen or bulb. If you do have an LED in there, go ahead and change it to LED and basically do that for every light. But to turn off the flickering and the warning lights that we get inside, we're gonna go on to all of these, the low beam warm monitoring. We're gonna change that to not active. Then we're gonna go down to cold monitoring and change that to not active. And we're gonna do the same thing for most of these other lights. Here we can do the side markers, which will, like I said, eliminate the front side markers from blinking when we initially turn the car on, because that just isn't quite the look we're going for here. Fog lights, warm monitoring, it doesn't flicker, but you know, may as well turn it off just in case. So all in all, on this first menu, the changes we made for both warm monitoring, cold monitoring, we deactivated them on the low beams, the daytime running lights, the position light, the high beam, as well as the side markers and the fog lights. And lastly, we turned off the cold and warm monitoring for the front indicator. Once you're happy with your changes, you're gonna go up to the top right corner and simply hit code. You can read this important note. Essentially, you don't wanna do this on an almost dead battery, as you don't want the car dying in the middle of this process. So we can go ahead and hit start coding. And this process can take anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes typically. Coding successful, and that is all set. Next, we wanna jump back to the main menu, and we're gonna go down to rear electronic module and go ahead and click that. Now that we're in the rear electronic module menu, we're gonna again scroll down until we get to voltage monitoring. Here we're gonna basically do the same thing that we did in the previous menu. We're gonna go down for all the lights and turn it to not active for both the warm and cold monitoring. Now we'll do this for the taillights. The taillights also have an inner portion, so we'll do that for that as well. Rear fog lights, again, not really necessary, but we can turn it off just in case. That way we prevent any future flickering. And you have to do this for both the left and the right side in this case. And now we can do it for the reverse lights as well. Again, you'll have to turn it to not active for both warm and cold on both the left and the right side. We'll do it again for the indicators, as well as the license plate light, and lastly, the brake light. Now you should see not active on pretty much every single selection on this menu here as far as the cold and warm monitoring. So again, we'll go ahead and hit code. Coding was successful, we'll hit OK, and that is going to be all the changes you're going to make in Beamer code. So we can go ahead and hit disconnect, and now we can shut off our phone. Basically, now what we need to do is you can unbuckle the seatbelt, turn the car off, and everything should be all set now. I'll go ahead and set the camera up and we'll see if the changes did in fact work, and hopefully we won't have that flickering anymore. Now, just like that, we fixed the flickering issue both in the rear and on the front. As you guys just saw, we had no flickering from the reverse lights, no flickering from those front corner bulbs, and not to mention, I bet, we don't have any more warning lights on our dash. That was probably one of the most annoying parts of this whole thing. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick video, a little DIY fix for those annoying blinking issues. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to throw it down in the comments. Otherwise, if this video helped you out, give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any other comments or concerns, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification bell, so you know when I upload. And yeah, as always guys, keep elevating. Peace out. Bye-bye.